Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nasreen. That's my Muslim name. And in my Christian name, they call me Nesel. Everywhere here in Bahrain, they knew me as Nesel, and my Christian name. I've been here in Bahrain for 14 years, almost 15 years now. And I will give you a rough background of my story, how I became a Muslim. It started when I was in high school. And the search for religion is very intense that time, teenager. And I graduated, I grew up, I was born and raised being a Christian, Roman Catholic devotee. So in school we have religion subject, which teaches us about Bibles, who is Jesus, and we have learned that Jesus is a Messiah, or we call it as a messenger of God, a chosen one. And it contradicts on what I see and what the Christian Catholic, Roman Catholic practice. The question starts in there. And I start to question everything from that time. And then, I was so stubborn that time, I was young. I used to ask questions with our teachers, and then one of the brothers, the Lasallian brothers, I used to ask them random questions that sometimes, they got nothing to answer me. So, and there is one also that I used to question about. This is what in Muslim we call it Torah, the one given to Prophet Moses. And in Christian, we have that, the 10 Commandments given to Moses. There is in first commandment, thou shalt not worship idols. It was written in the Bible. And I start to question that. Those time when I was in high school, I was so stubborn and I was eager to know what is the right religion for me. After that, I graduated in high school. It becomes more intense and intense when I reached to college. And I started to continue search for that right religion for me. But there are still questions that I cannot have that answers. Until I graduated from college, I gave up. I said, enough, But never in my life, I crossed in my mind, I never think of, or I never been, I don't have that feeling of curiosity when it comes to Islam. Though Islam, I'm already exposed to that because in Filipino curriculum, we have the subject which tells us about Muslims. In Philippines, the first religion was Muslim. The first people who fight for democracy and the people who fight for Philippines are Muslim, They are all from Mindanao, scattered from Luzon and Visayas. So I knew that. And I got also I got friends and I got classmates before. They're Muslim, but they went to Christian school. It's because in our province, it's not very much common to have an Islamic school. So those people who are from Mindanao, raised and raised Muslim, they transferred to our province, which is in Visayas region, Negros Occidental. When they transfer there, all schools are Christian schools, Catholic schools, so they don't have any option but to go there. They want to acquire good education. Later on, after I graduated from college, I decided to work here in Bahrain. That was 2004. And then every time I hear Adhan, I get so frightened. I said, what is this? It's like, although I heard it, but it's unusual for me. It's not common for me. I heard it once, but it's not common for me. So I was so frightened every time I heard Adhan without even knowing it is exactly, the reason why there is Adhan for that. So I met my husband, okay? I just want to go for that part. I met my husband and we decided to get married, okay? And then my husband said, but you need to convert into Islam. I said, what? Because, if I heard Islam and Muslim, it's a bad connotation for me. There's a bad impression. People, the messages, especially in media. But my husband told me, why you are here? If Muslim and Islam is, in your mind, it's like that. But my husband is a very understanding person. When that time he asked me to convert into Islam, he told me, I will not force you to practice and to become a practiced Muslim. it's all up to you. It's your decision. Because my husband knows that, converting into Islam and becoming a Muslim, it doesn't, it's not easy. It's not that one flick of your fingers you will become a Muslim, So he knows that in my heart, I'm not ready yet. So I converted into Islam. I do my Shahada for the first time for the intention of getting married. So when we have our own family and we started to build our own family and we got kids, Islam is not really that strong foundation in the family. Okay, we practice the same like Christian, the same ways, my lifestyle the same. There's no changes at all. The lifestyle is still there. The lifestyle of my children is the same lifestyle that I have. Western lifestyle is what we have the same with my husband as well. So they're not exposed to Islam at all. Until time come that my eldest son went to school, next followed by my second son. And I remember when they have assignment in Islamic subject here in school, they were asked to memorize Surah Al-Fatiha. And I don't have any option. My husband was at work that time. So nobody will teach them or guide them to memorize that surah. So I called my husband, I asked him what I will do. I don't understand the surah. I cannot say it well, where I will go and what I will do. The next day our children will be having their oral recitation for that. I said, go for YouTube, go to YouTube, check. There is transliteration for that. I go to YouTube, I check it. So as my children memorizing that surah, I'm also memorizing that with them. And suddenly when I start to recite that Surah Al-Fatiha, I can't explain that feeling, but then I suddenly cried without reason. Without reason, my son, the second one, is asking me, Yusuf asking me, what happened, Mama? I said, nothing, let's just continue. But at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, why I cried? And I don't understand this surah, Those are signs. The first sign that, I felt that there is Allah's intervention in me. That's the first sign that I have. And then second time is that I experienced, that was last year. We experienced a lot of problems, tests and trials in the family. It came to the point that, that time is very crucial for all of us to decide what we need to do. My husband is working in a company and the company is it's not doing great anymore, and my company that I'm working before, the previous company, is not paying us the salary, and the kids, they're going to school. So it comes to the point that what we will do, what we can do. Is it the best choice to go back to Philippines like that? All these trials came, for 13 years. I will not consider this year. For 13 years, I never think of Islam. It doesn't cross in my mind. I don't get that feeling of curiosity to know what is Islam exactly. It's just that last year, Ramadan time, with all of these trials that we've been through in the family, there is, the feeling that you are thirsty, that you want something but you don't know how to get it, where to get it. That is the time. I'm sorry, I will cry. It's not easy to become a Muslim. The changes, it's really difficult, especially if you get used to the lifestyle of who you are before. It's really difficult. And no, this one, it happened after we've experienced a lot of trials in our family. Financial problems, kids, And it reached to the point that I feel like, the feeling of thirst and you are hungry and thirsty to know and to understand what God wants for us, So, Ramadan time last year, that feeling really, it's really intense, I really want to know the answer. And suddenly comes to my mind, I said, what is Islam? And it reminds me of what happened before when I was teaching the kids about that Surah Al-Fatiha, how to recite it. So I started, the curiosity from that time, I started to feel like I really want to know Islam. And why is it every time I see people who are Muslim here in Bahrain, especially those who are, straight, Muslim, practice Muslim, you can see that, if there is problem, they encounter problem, they are so much resilient, so much patience with it. And that seems like there are too much problems they're encountering and experiencing lots of problems, but they are like, they are firm and strong. That I'm thinking, why me? I'm so weak. For all of this, why I cannot be strong enough? So there's questions, You want to know, why is this happening? Okay. So Ramadan time, I started to ask about Islam. I told my husband, I want to learn and I want to know what is Islam exactly. He said, go to Google, check it, do your research. I said, yeah, but aside from that, I want somebody to tell me, I said, he's not saying anything. I told him, I want to, to join in one Islamic organization here in Bahrain so that they will guide me. I said, for what? For what? There are a lot of, people there outside. You cannot trust other people outside, You don't know if they will guide you really or they will lead you to a wrong way. I said, but I feel like I want to. So I got a friend married with Bahraini as well. He's a member of one of the Islamic organization here in Bahrain. I asked her how to join there and what benefit I could get. If I have questions, do you think they can answer my questions? They said, yeah, sure. You want me to refer them? So they refer me to a friend and they refer me to a teacher. So that's how it started. And then they asked me about how is it, did I have my Shahada already or no? I told them I do my Shahada for the first time, but that intention is purely because I want to get married. There is no intention of I want to embrace Islam. No, there's no like that. So I said, okay, you have to go to Shahada again. You have to testify again. You have to say La ilaha illallah. I said, okay, it's no problem, I will do that. And at the back of my mind, I'm telling to myself, it's a good opportunity. Because at this time, it's an opportunity for me to really, feel it, There is a willingness to embrace Islam. But at that time, I'm still not sure what is Islam is exactly. So it's like still blurred for me. But I'm willing to, because there is like a desire, or I don't know that feeling, but I feel like I'm thirsty and hungry to find an answer. And I felt like going to Islam and becoming a Muslim is an answer to that questions, So I go for Shahada. I do my Shahada last year. Alhamdulillah. I started my course with them, a basic Islamic, education. I graduated from that, and then I'm now into continuous study like that. I'm happy. And then all the lifestyle that I have, there are a lot of changes when I started my Shahada. The prior to that Shahada, the person prior to that is gone. Before My lifestyle is I used to smoke, drink alcohol, go to bars with friends like that. That is my lifestyle. But when I have my shahada for the second time and I decided to, this is it, I have to embrace Islam. And I started to fall in love with the religion. And knowing, and every day, and as time passed by, going to course, and study Islam, it opens the door of opportunity. The knowledge that I gain, understanding what is Islam is exactly, it's really a big opportunity, and I'm proud, I'm proud that I converted into Islam. And or they call it a revert Islam. It's not easy. It's really difficult. You have to give up those bad habits that you have. It's not that easy. That you have to start learning the lifestyle of being a true good Muslim. It's not easy, Every time you wake up, there's sometimes, you have to do something, you have to think twice. Is it right? No, I will not do it. Like that. So you have to think twice. I am very much careful with my actions now compared to before. The person prior to that, Shahada, the lifestyle that I have, I started to turn my back on that and focus on what is good and what is the best for me, and that's it. So my family back in Philippines, they knew me when I get married my husband, they knew me that my lifestyle is the same. Okay. They didn't know that I went back and I revert myself to Islam. They only find out when I start to post my picture in Facebook, and I start talking to them, chatting to them, telling them about Islam. Because there is like, when I started to learn Islam, there is like, you want to pull your family first. You have to pull your family first before any other people. Then they knew that I revert to Islam. And they start asking that, why did you revert to Islam? We knew you that once you stick in that religion, you say you don't want to enter into Islam and don't want to be a Muslim. We knew that from that time, it's not in your heart. And I told them, no one can say, no one can tell, only Allah knows. Allah knows when He will touch you, He will touch your hearts, when He will pull you back towards Him, closer to Him. So I told them, I know that it's impossible, for you. You think it's impossible that I'll become a Muslim, but this is me. This is now. You see me now. I am now a Muslim, and I'm happy. The feeling when I become a Muslim, when I practice Islam, I felt, every time I have a problem, I felt like it's okay. This one will pass. Don't worry. Unlike before, if I have a problem, I used to panic. Oh my God, what I will do? Oh my God, like this. So, but now, if problems comes, it's okay. Because we learn in Islam that we need to accept things, We have that destiny, that we are all destined. God already prepared, planned for us. So, from that, it opens my mind, that everything happens, problems, circumstances comes in our life, that this will pass. This is part of your journey. So when that time they asked me during that graduation time, I forgot to tell you, they asked me to deliver a speech about my journey to Islam. And one thing that I said, the second time is I asked me again to deliver a speech in journey to Islam. It's just, it continues, from that time when I graduated up to that last time in Almanai Hall. I told them my journey doesn't stop there. When I graduated from New Muslim Education, my journey continues up to this moment. That which is true, because being a Muslim, your journey continues in a way. It will stop only when you are dead. When you are dead. That's in my own perception. Whatever I learned during the course study about Islam, this is a great opportunity for me, that it changes my life, and I applies them all, and it's really nice feeling, especially the problems. Just like what I said, I feel like everything will become okay. I become positive with it, And I started to have a discipline to myself. You know, turning your back to all vices is not easy. No, especially I'm a chain smoker. I smoke. If I smell somebody smoking, you cannot stop me. I want to smoke even one stick on me. But that changes. It changes it changes 360 degrees. I stop. So even you smoke in front of me, I don't care. For me, I change. Alhamdulillah, you know, Allah makes it easy for me. When the transition of change, it's really easy for me. Learning how to do salah, those are the changes that when I was a Christian, I will remember to pray if I have problems. But when I become a Muslim, I felt so bad if I miss one salah. You know, you have to complete 5. If I miss one, I felt so bad about it. It's like, oh my God, I know there is something bad will happen again to me if I miss one. It's like that. So I'm not comfortable anymore. So I'm saying that it's not because, you know, this is what exactly happening to me. Even when a friend, you know, they saw me many times, they see me, I'm wearing hijab, different me, they will ask me, what happened? What happened to you? Why you're not wearing? You are now Muslim, huh? So you are brave now. So you are now a fighter. So you are now... Because the perception that they have about Islam is very, very bad. You know, the media, you know, the messages that they are delivering to every people, to each one, especially non-Muslim, it's very bad. So every time they see me wearing hijab, they say, oh, why you're wearing hijab? We miss the person who is not wearing hijab, the person who is Nesel, not the Nasreen one. I told them, this is me. You have to accept it. You know, the very constant is change. Change is very common to everyone. This we cannot change it. Change is always there for everybody. So, you know, we have learned that being a newly revert Muslim, we learned that Islam is submission, obedience, peace. That's why we say Salam Alaikum, because we promote peace to everyone. So for those non-Muslim, you have to know and study Islam before you judge the religion. Because Islam is a perfect religion. It's just that people, they're trying to stereotype. They base it on human being. So if they see you are a Muslim and you make the mistake, they blame it on your religion, which is wrong. You know, religion is perfect. It's created by Allah. Okay? And Muslim, we are human beings. We are created with flaws. We are imperfect. So we cannot blame the religion if we make mistake. If the human being make mistake, we cannot blame the religion. Because the religion promotes peace, promotes acceptance, patience. You know, it teaches us how to be fearless in dealings with problems, trials, and patience to face them. But the religion teaches us to be dependent and to be fearful with Allah. But at the same time, it teaches us to be independent from the needs of other people. That's how beautiful Islam is. You know, Islam accepts everyone, no matter who you are, where you come from, what's your past. Islam doesn't care about that. They care about the person you are. They care about what will be your future, or what lies ahead of you in your akhirah. You know, this one is dunya. It's just a trial. We are facing trials every day. And Islam is preparing us, this religion preparing us for what's the best for us in the future, in the akhirah. We want to be, all of us, to be in Jannah, so in paradise. So this religion really opens a door of opportunity for us to change, to be closer to Allah, you know, to submit ourselves, that we have to acknowledge Him is the only God, and we should not ever, you know, associate Him with different or other gods, because He's the only one. And it's all black and white. It's straightforward. There's no here and there. There's no closing doors and closing windows. It's straight. That is Islam. It doesn't judge anyone. No, that's that's the beauty of Islam. They don't judge people, because in Islam we are taught that we should not judge people based on what we see. We should not judge them based on their past, because the only one who can judge is Allah. So that's the beauty of Islam. I hope that everyone will understand before they judge, before they listen to what the media is telling them, before they say something, they have to make sure that they understand exactly what is Islam and who are the Muslims, because not all Muslims are good, not all Muslims are bad. We as Muslims, we don't judge them because of their religion. So, because that is what we learn. So I hope these people, especially non-Muslim, Islam is for everybody. It's for all of them, not only for us. We want all of us, especially Islam, we want all of us to be in the same ummah of Prophet Muhammad. We want to be in Jannah, all of us, as much as we can. That is what Muslim wants. This is what we always do, and we work so hard for that, to bring people closer to Allah, because that is our true purpose, to worship Him. And I'm praying in my dua. It's always, giving me an opportunity to inspire and touch people's lives, to bring them closer to Allah, and to open the door of opportunity for them to experience what is it, and how to become a Muslim. What is it, and to be a part of, the Ummah of Prophet Muhammad. How beautiful it is. So we don't criticize other people. No matter what is your religion, we don't criticize them. We don't judge them, because that is Islam. It's all about peace, love, acceptance, patience. That's it.